Controversial take. You should not buy a new build home unless you plan on living there for at least 5 years and possibly longer. Let me explain. Hi, I'm John St. Thomas. I'm a mortgage loan officer with CMG Financial and a real estate investor based in the Phoenix marketplace. Now, over the past few years, I've seen a lot of people purchase new build homes, and I've also seen a couple people get burned by doing so, hence the reason I wanted to create this video. When I say burned, what exactly am I referring to? Generally speaking, when you purchase real estate, it should be a long-term investment. Of course, you can flip homes or wholesale homes, which are a relatively short-term investment. But when it comes to purchasing real estate, whether it's a rental property or your own primary residence, it should be a decision based on long-term timeframes. However, some people do move due to their job or family circumstances, so you can't always plan for the future. But when it comes to a new build, you certainly want to hold on to this home for a minimum of 5 years. And here's why. When you buy a new build, you're buying a new build premium for the lot, the upgrades, builder margins, etc. The problem with this is that premium doesn't always show up in the resale immediately. It can take time. When a builder builds a new build community, it usually is done in phases and can take a number of years. So if you buy a home in one of the earlier phases, it could still be another 2, 3, 4 years before all the homes in the community are built. Herein lies the problem. If you've bought an early phase home and after a year, 2 or 3, you go to sell your existing home is no longer a new build. It's a resale home. However, in the area or the same community, there are still new build homes. Chances are when you bought your new build, you were given some sort of incentives, lower interest rate, closing costs being covered, maybe some upgrades got covered. However, now that you're a resale, you aren't able to provide those same incentives that the builder once provided you. But your direct competition when it comes to selling your home are the new build homes in your neighborhood. And guess what incentives are still there for these new home buyers? I have seen multiple clients or prospective clients who needed to sell their relatively new home, 1, 2, 3 years old, and have a tremendous issue in doing so because they're competing with the new build homes with the new build incentives. This has caused prospective clients of mine to not be able to sell their home or not get the needed equity out of their home to then turn around and buy a new home. So if you're putting 5, 10, 15, 20% down on this new build home and your hopes are that in a year, 2 or 3, when you go to sell it, that you're going to get all that equity back out, think again. Now, I'm not saying purchasing a new build home is not a good thing. I'm strictly stating that if you are going to do so, this should be a long-term hold for you due to the potential issues you could have if trying to sell in the short term. I don't think enough potential home buyers are being told about this danger, seeing that I've come across it at least 5 to 10 times in the last 1 to 2 years. So all I'm saying is if purchasing a new build, just be cognizant that you may have to hold that for at least 5, maybe 10 years to ensure you get enough equity buildup that if you do need to sell, you're able to do so and not take a loss when selling. As always, if you have any questions about this topic or anything I discuss, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always here to help.